Welcome to the MSP Corner podcast. Before we kick off our show, we would like to share what our main objective is at the MSP Corner. Our main goal is to help CEOs build profitable and self-sustainable IT service firms. We are not just providing tools for IT firms, we will be sitting in meetings with you to ensure your IT firm stays on track. The first area we are focused on, strategic sales. IT firms are stuck selling technology or IT support. We will provide you with the blueprint so you position your firm as an added value to your prospects. We will have framework on how to sell value so you influence the prospect into selecting your firm. The second area we see many IT firms struggle in is marketing. 90+% of businesses rely on antiquated marketing methods. The most popular choice, word of mouth. We have proven methods on how to attract the ideal prospect. Our framework will include how to become the online authority and be the business influencer for an industry. The third component to our package, scaling. IT firms walk away from opportunities because they lack the bandwidth or skill set to scale. We have lined up reputable businesses so our members can hire on-demand resources that will allow them to scale their business. The fourth area we will offer help in, selecting the right tools. In order to deliver value, you need the right tech stack. Our platform will offer information on products that are the ideal choice for MSPs. The fifth area we will offer help in is with documentation. Templates are a critical component when building an MSP. We will have contracts, proposals, SOWs, collateral, and much more in the template section. You will have every document you need to start up your managed IT service business. Thank you for tuning in. Let's go to our next podcast. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining podcast show number 10. I am your host, Fernando Leon, and I am joined by my co-host, Gregory Morabiec, and we're going to introduce you to a company that is going to increase your monthly reoccurring revenue. Guys, please introduce yourself.
Hey, Fernando and Gregory, thanks for having us on the call. This is Steve Garrison. I run the marketing team at Stellar Cyber, and my colleague here, introduce yourself, and then we'll dig into how we actually help you do exactly that, generate more revenue.
Yep. Hey, everyone. This is Snehal Contractor, VP of Systems Engineering here at Stellar Cyber.
Excellent. Hey, Snehal, I think it's up to you and me to answer that question, but I want to take a step back, because we've been in business now for, about 8 years. We have thousands of customers around the globe. We're highlighting the fact that we have 33 of the top 250 ranked MSSPs powered by our platform. So somebody believes we actually help people make more money. I want to break it down a little bit for the audience now. Let's talk about MSPs trying to grow and become a cybersecurity provider. And then we could talk about MSSPs that feel they've stalled out. What do you think about that? You want to take that one at a time?
Yeah, absolutely, Steve.
All right.
So,
yeah, go ahead. Jump in.
Yeah, I was going to say one of the key things, right, for MSSP and MSPs is efficiency. We need to make our SOC analysts more efficient. More efficient means having data in a single platform, having security events in a common place, having security detections that are built in, whether there's just pure detections based on rules or they're based on machine learning to look for anomalous activity. Another challenge that analysts have is even though they have 20, 30 different platforms that are giving out security events, there's no way to correlate it. So they have to go and correlate these individual security events one by one to put that chain of events back and piece it together again. And that's not efficient, right? A SOC analyst's primary job is to do threat hunting, provide security service to their customers, not write security detections, not look for anomalies, not sit there and do correlation, but to provide threat hunting and security events to their customers.
Wow. So, go ahead, Dan. You want to ask a question? Go ahead.
Yeah, that's a great description of what your tool does. But what is your tool officially going to replace if some of these guys are going to come to your website and say, hey, are you replacing EDR, SIM, XDR? Or does your solution bundle everything together into one? And so it's more efficient, more cost effective. But what is it officially, so our people get a visual and a clear indication as to what you guys are providing for MSSPs? Because a lot of these guys want to transition to the MSSP because, as you guys know, you're in this business because of the security threats. It's huge. It's not even
Yes.
a question as to will it happen. It's like, when is it going to happen? So
Correct.
these guys want to be proactive. They don't want to be reactive. So they want to put every safeguard in place, not to only protect their clients, but they want to protect themselves also, because this is a huge liability when you're taking over a network. It's a lot of responsibility, and we feel the pain. We're at the front lines. We understand it. And that's why we're talking to you guys. In order to educate our audience, educate our members, we want to get them more exposure to companies like yourself, because you guys are a great fit. And it would be great if you can just give a little bit more, scratching on the surface as to what you're going to be offering, because it's obviously something that's needed.
Yeah, let me do a little bit of an analogy here. And something everyone is very, very familiar with is a basic firewall. If you took a firewall 20 years ago, all it did was permit and deny certain types of ports, right?
Yeah.
But then eventually, if you take a look at a platform approach to a firewall today, which is kind of like a next generation firewall, right? Where it makes sense to have VPN built in. It makes sense to have routing built in. It makes sense to have deep packet inspection, because it just makes sense on exactly where that firewall sits to have those components in there. Just like antivirus. Antivirus is old. Take the analogy. Today it's EDR. It makes sense to have detection and response in there. So we took that approach in, you can kind of say like a SIM market, right? Which is a SIM purely gives you logs. What we're going to give you visibility to the entire attack surface in your environment. Network packets, physical, virtual, give you visibility to the logs, give you visibility to your SaaS applications, as well as Windows events and Linux servers. So it's bringing all of that visibility into a single data lake, but then having those, and so what that gives you technically is a SIM. So if you're asking me what product can we replace day and night, is a SIM, because we have the same functionality, 100% functionality that a SIM would have, but now we're going to add network visibility, the network packets on top of the log data. And because we have the machine learning built in that's looking for anomalous activity across all those data sources that we just talked about, machine learning plus network traffic visibility gives you NDR. So yes, we can even replace things like a Darktrace or an ExtraHop from an NDR perspective. So those are the two common things that, there's no budget for an open XDR, right? There's budgets for SIM, there's budgets for NDR. Those are the two key tools people will use budgets from to deploy our product, because now they're getting more than an NDR, more than a SIM. Matter of fact, they're getting both technologies in a single platform, plus the correlation, plus the response, and all of the other functionality that comes in.
Awesome. Wow, that's great. That's great. One of the other questions I get a lot is, because these guys, they struggle with selling. How far do you guys go with, assisting these guys with selling your product into their clients or prospects? Do you provide sales assistance, or is this just like, hey guys, here's the tool, learn it, and off you go? Or do you guys provide that, some hand-holding there?
Yeah, we do, Nando. So, the market's pretty confusing, right?
Yeah.
The buzzwords are out there. So we actually have a dedicated MSSP team at Stellar Cyber. Their pure job is to teach the MSSPs how to sell, how to market, positioning, all of that stuff. So we have a team that's helping you and educating you And then we've also got an enablement team that'll help you architect, deploy, train you. So we don't just leave you with, here's a product and go figure it out.
Yeah. Well, that is awesome to hear, man, because they need it. And I know they would appreciate, they're just a very appreciative type of people that they appreciate that type of help, because selling can be, especially selling value, and that can be a struggle, right? They're used to selling tech services, pitching the tech services, but selling value is the new way of positioning your firm. So
let me put the icing on that cake there, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Everything I talk about today is included part of a single license. So we don't charge for any of this extra services that we feel should be there, right? Yep. You want to educate your customers and enable them. In hindsight, it's less support calls for people, right? Yep. An educated customer is going to be a lot more better. Plus all the NDR, the SIM, the threat intelligence feed, the correlation, the machine learning, even building custom parsers and integrations are all included in a single license. We believe that's the platform approach. This is not a piecemeal or a la carte here, right? Well, if you want IDS, pay a little bit more. You want Sandbox, pay a little bit more. We feel you should have all of the functionalities, and it's there, whether you use it or not. It's there. Awesome. Because we want to provide a complete end-to-end security solution.
Got it. Okay, awesome. Gregory, you're a little quiet out there. You have any questions or any input?
Yeah, everybody touts AI as being like the next big thing. What do you guys have in the way of AI, or how do you leverage AI, or do you have at all, or do you believe it's just a hoax like I do?
There was a time when you couldn't walk into RSA and they would say, don't use the word cloud. Don't use the word AI. Everyone wants to use AI, right? From everything. I'll give you a little bit background about our AI. So we built our AI models in-house from scratch. Many of our developers came from NEC, one of the top AI machine learning organizations out there, right? I would even joke about that. We have more doctors in our office than even a hospital does. Every one of our AI engineers they're all PhDs. So all of the machine learning algorithms, all of the models we built them in-house. And the important thing is these algorithms aren't just based on mathematical calculations, but they're based on a lens of a security analyst. So it's not only just looking for anomalous activity, but it's looking for anomalous activity in a security lens.
Awesome.
And people find it, I know it's confusing, the whole AI thing, but our success rate on a proof of concept is excess of 85%. So we're all about, let's get into a proof of concept, right? And you will truly see the difference on our AI, our machine learning, our detections, and our platform than others. You won't see like the high number of false positives that other machine companies.
One of the questions that we get, well, these new, I'm sure it's going to be a yes, but I have to ask it. It's your dashboard's going to be multi-tenant. Is that right?
Absolutely. And what's important is it's multi-tenancy was built from day one. It was not an afterthought. The other companies that we formed many years ago, every company we had multi-tenancy built in. So we learned a lot. So it's not only multi-tenancy, it's multi-tier multi-tenancy. So I can have many tenants, but I can also build another tier that this particular group will have these tenants.
Oh, interesting.
So we can create a user. Yeah, we can create a user part of a tenant and they only see their stuff, but we can also create a partner user, which they'll have 5 tenants that they can look at.
Interesting. Wow.
With full role-based access control.
Okay. I like that. So
we get a lot of questions about cyber insurance. How do you guys see cyber insurance?
Yeah. We actually have a team internally that works on this for cyber insurance. So we work with insurance companies externally that says, hey, here are some of the requirements to reduce your premium. So we'll work with customers as well as insurance companies to figure out what that is and then make it part of our solution. So we have a team actually that's working on this actively.
Great.
Good to know. Good to know. And when it comes to marketing, this is probably going to be a question for Steve. Steve, do you guys how far do you go with marketing for some of your clients? What exactly do you do for the marketing side?
Well, it's a great question, Fernando. We believe in 2 words, all in. Okay. We're all in with these folks because it's a partnership and we don't use that flippantly. And part of what Snehal talked to, the enablement, starts in the POC. And my team comes in at the end of the POC and we start talking about go to market. What's your vertical? What's your ICP, ideal customer profile? And we help ensure that they understand how to sell the platform and market the platform. We have a lot of fun working together because guess what? We're really building a community and all boats rise in our community. We help each other and it's a journey to us. It's not a destination.
Okay, so I like that. I like that answer. And when you say a community, do you guys have ongoing collaborations through like Teams calls where you guys get together once a month and discuss, okay, this is where we have challenges with marketing ourselves or selling? Is there any type of any type of collaboration in that manner?
Well, broadly, yes. Specifically, we have an advisory council built from what we call our master MSSPs. And these folks are more what we might call in the past a wholesaler. They're really selling tenants downstream to the MSPs who know they can't invest in the platform yet, but they want to tip the toe in the water. They want to assess how well they can grow their business around marketing somebody else's SOC as a service. And it's a great way to start. And again, think that that's the retail side of the wholesale segment from the master MSSPs. And because they're at that visibility of seeing the struggles of these smaller partners and working with enterprise clients too, that helps us keep our eye on the ball. More broadly, we're joining all the known categories of communities in this space, either Kaseya, DattoCon, ConnectWise communities, IT Nation, right? They all have their own trade shows.
Yeah.
And we're also a big part of the MSSP Alert community and the MSP Summit community from channel partners. So to us, there's a lot of great platforms out there that people have already spent time building. So our goal is to be seen in those communities. And here's what we do, Fernando. It's kind of nice it works out this way. Some of our partners like the MSP Summit. So we team up with them and literally have 2 or 3 booths on the floor and hand leads off to each other. Oh, you want the platform, talk to Stellar Cyber. Or you just need a tenant, talk to Cyflare or Highwire on the floor. And showing our willingness to give some up as we take some at the same time. That's the two-way street I think people aren't used to. And that helps people believe that we're not just talking, we're doing.
Awesome. I like that. So you do share leads when the opportunity comes up. Awesome.
Absolutely. We encourage that because who you never know where people are going to be in 2-3 years. And one thing we haven't touched on here, but it's why we built the platform we put together, and you hit it right away. It's efficiency. Guess what everybody has a hard time doing? Yeah. Finding great people to run these platforms, right? So our whole journey is to make it simpler, but still, even if it's push button easy, you still need experienced operators to look at the data and look at the analysis and say, I got to call my customer. I just locked them down, but they still might have some remediation we need to work with them on. Also, it's not just about selling service. We see pen testing, IR services, blue team, red team. There's a lot of different ways to get in and show consultative value because a lot of enterprises in particular are burnt out.
Yeah,
they're frustrated. They really don't know what to do. And the last thing they want to hear from a partner is, oh, you need to buy something. What they really want to know is, where am I weak and where am I strong? Help me assess my fortress. Help me assess my team. And that benchmarking, boy, it feels a lot better to buy something after you understand what you have, right? So we think that's a shift in the industry as well.
Yeah. Yep. Nope. I agree. 1000%. I agree. That's great to know. And it sounds like you guys have a solid product. And just to know that how much assistance you offer on the sales side and marketing side, that's going to be a big selling point, or at least a point of this is a true partnership. And I think that really will ring close home with a lot of these guys, because they need that type of help. So this is great to learn and great to hear. So
Fernando, I'll give you one more statistics. When you talked about partnership and we truly stand with our partners, we have got a 98% retention rate with our partners.
wow.
Every single one of our partners, it's actually about 135%. The reason being, every one of our partners not only renews every single year, but they expand within that year. Every single partner, which is unheard of in the industry, because we really believe it's a partnership.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, that's the only way you're going to succeed. You need strong partners that are going to be right there with you at the finish line, because this is a race, and if you've got to have great partners if you're going to beat the competition, right? You got to have great team players. They're going to make you not only stronger, but they make you competitive and smarter. So yeah, this is going to be a great webinar next week for the guys. So I'm actually getting a lot of feedback from the community saying, add me to your newsletter. I want to register for Stellar Cyber. So they want to hear about this. And I'm hoping, hey, let's shoot for 30, 40 people there. I'm hoping we get about 30 to 40 people there, but I know it's going to be a big hit with these guys, because you guys are sharing a lot of great information. And I know once I get this podcast out there and they listen in on what you guys have to share, they're going to get excited about it. So really pumped up.
Well, I'm pumped up that you're pumped up. I think they'll be pumped after they see Snahal's amazing Rock'em Sock'em Razzle Dazzle demo too, Fernando, because it ain't about slideware, man. It's about show me the money. And
Exactly.
that's what I started this with. So the whole point is, folks, come and watch the show, because you got to see it. We all know that. Everybody can say these words. Everybody does threat detection and response. But when you see the actions and how many clicks and how easy it is to get to the conclusion to help your customers have better outcomes daily, that's the promise that we don't want to just say it. Come and watch it. And if you believe and if you want more, we'll clearly have a meeting with you. And if it's not good enough yet, come back in 3 months, because we're always making the platform better.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited for next week's show. So
All right.
Greg, you got anything else?
No, that's it.
You
I'm
guys
good.
got anything else?
I think we're good. I think
Thank you.
Thank you guys for the platform, no pun intended. And the platforms for platforms, but this is a great platform, and we really are excited to engage with folks on the webcast. So
Awesome. Well, thanks, guys. And for those listening, thank you for listening. Join the mspcorner.com, and hopefully we see you next week at our webinar. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you for listening. And don't forget to sign up to be a member on www.mspcorner.com. Please share our link with a CEO who will find our information beneficial to their business. Have an awesome day.